Hi, everybody. It is Monday. That means that I'm going live today. I'm actually really looking forward to these now. I used to be, like I said, super nervous, but I'm very excited to be doing these. So we have a lot to talk about today. As usual, I want to give you guys golden nuggets. I want to give you guys things that you can implement right away. So today we will be talking about one thing that you can do to speak more during meetings. So I do have my chat open. So do say hi in the chat. Let me know if you are watching the recorded version or if you are live with me. Parag, wow, Parag, you're here every single time. Hats off to you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love this. Hi, Parag. So let me know in the chat box if you are watching live, if you are watching the recorded version. It really does help me kind of understand what's going on behind the scenes and everything. So please let me know where you are watching from as well, what city, what country. And again, this is something that I love about being online. You can connect with so many people from all over the world. How crazy, right? So hi, everybody. Hi, Rakesh. Hi, Ashwarya. Hi, Salman. Hi, Kashma. Stephen, Shaya, Benson, Haris. How are you guys doing today? I have lots of people from LinkedIn and a few people from YouTube. So I do have a YouTube channel too, you guys, on LinkedIn, if you don't know. It's been a little bit on pause because I've been focusing on LinkedIn, but we'll get it up and running soon. Hi, Qasim. Hi, Hasnan. Hi, Victoria. Shaista from the Bay Area. I lived in the Bay Area for a few years, loved it. Dubai, we have people watching live. Hello, New York City. Awesome. Dubai. Oh my gosh, I went to Dubai a few years ago. It's like a dream, honestly, Dubai. It's like it seems so unreal because of how beautiful it is. Angola. Awesome, Zaida. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. And I hope you guys are looking forward to today's little presentation. So before we start, before anything, it's finally time. It's so close for my masterclass. My masterclass is this Saturday on 3 steps to overcome your fear of public speaking, especially if you are an introvert in the workplace. So my live masterclass will be this Saturday again, you guys. I'm very nervous. I'm not gonna lie, very, very nervous, but I love the energy that you guys give me. So I know I'll be fine. Once I'm on there and I see how amazing you guys are, I'm going to be okay. If you would like to sign up, do so at speakatwork.com. Again, it's speakatwork.com for my live masterclass this Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be an hour and a half of pure knowledge, actionable things that you can apply right away into your life. So that's really my goal, for you guys to be able to take away a bunch of things, and then come Monday, you're ready to go and you know what to do. So do attend the live masterclass. It is very limited in seats. So if you are interested, go ahead and sign up and arrive early because the doors will close right at 11 a.m. at Pacific Standard Time. Thanks, Kunal. He says he's psyched for me. I am too. It's been a while, and you know what? There's a lot of people signed up. So again, it's public speaking, right? Presentations too. And I've always been afraid of public speaking, but I've learned the ins and out, and now I teach people. Those nerves are still always there, however, right? So Sangeeta says, can you send me the link? So Sangeeta, I think I can type it out right now, www.speakatwork.com. All right. I hope you can see that. Now, let's get started with today's topic. So as I said, today's topic is that one thing that you need to start doing more in order to speak at work, speak during meetings specifically. If you are an introvert, if you are somebody that just doesn't like to speak up and you're afraid of how people are going to perceive you and you just don't know what to say, and then you end up showing up to these meetings without saying a word and leaving and feeling like you're completely invisible, then this one is for you. I think we all know how important it is to speak up. So meetings, right? I read this somewhere recently where it said meetings are an extrovert's playground, right? It's an extrovert's playground. Us introverts, we don't belong in meetings. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to say, but I've got you. Today I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to say, how to say it, and how to make sure that you actually stand out and you're not invisible during those meetings. All right, so let's get started. Now, when I used to go into meetings, right, I was that person, very quiet. I didn't know what to say. I would just see everybody talking, bouncing ideas off of each other. And I was literally just there, like twiddling my thumb or, looking at my pen and thinking, where are these people coming up with all these ideas, right? It's sometimes hard to think fast and think of something that is valuable and adding to the conversation. It's not that easy to do for some of us, right? So, what I started doing, and this really helped me, and a lot of my clients do this too now, is they go into the meetings prepared. Okay. Now, I know that's common sense, right? You think, okay, I should be prepared. I should have all of this stuff down. But the problem is we typically don't know what to write down and how to prepare, right? So the way that you prepare and what you do is what I'm going to cover right now. All right. So there are 3 specific things that you should prepare before meetings. Okay. Different types of things. These are the things that you're going to talk about and you'll have ready. The first thing is you're going to have a pleasant experience ready to talk about. Okay. What does that mean? Before you go into a meeting, think of a time in the past week or so where something positive happened, right? This could be an interaction with you and your colleague. It could be an interaction with a client, with a customer, a vendor, whoever it is that you work with, right? Think of a positive or a pleasant experience. The reason why we want to talk about something positive and use that as the first thing is because you never want to be a negative Nancy. You don't want to be a negative Nancy at work. You don't want to go in. I don't really like that word, negative Nancy, but you just don't want to be negative, right? When you're negative or when you're sad or when you're showing struggle right off the bat, right in the beginning, right? People kind of associate those feelings with, oh, okay, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. You don't want to start off that way, right? Obviously, we all deal with stuff at work. We have issues. We'll talk about that later. But you always want to start off with something positive, okay? Something good that happened. So think of an experience, okay? Something that happened to you. It could be, for example, you were stuck on a project and you were talking to your colleague about it, and she told you, oh, I did something very similar. Here you go. Let me send you these documents or let me send you this workflow. It's really going to help you. Bring that up during the meeting. Hey guys, so this week I was having a bit of a tough time figuring out how exactly I can complete this project, and Stephanie here was kind enough to help me with it. She had done something very similar last year and she let me borrow her workflow, or she showed me how she did it. It really helped me get along and move the project forward. So I'm so thankful for you, Stephanie, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because it completely changed my mood and completely changed the rest of the week and how it went for me. Okay, there you go. That's an example of something positive, right? And now you're also bringing in a colleague into it and you're making the colleague look nice too, look good, right? So think of an experience such as that and talk about it as soon as you can, especially in the beginning. Your manager or people are going to say, okay, well, anyone have anything to say or any comments? That's the best time to bring this in. By the way, yes, I have something that I experienced that I want to share with you guys, right? So that is the first thing that you should do, the first thing that you can say and talk about during a meeting. Thank you, Sangeeta. Was this helpful, you guys? Let me know if this was helpful and this is something you're now going to start doing. So pay attention throughout the week. What is something good that's happened, right? And let me know if you're still with me. I hate to be talking to myself. So if you're still watching live, let me know. Hi, Marlene. How are you doing? I love that example. So she's Marlene, is that how you pronounce your name? She says that now that Zoom meetings are so common in this time and age, you can talk a little on how you can be more confident while speaking. Absolutely. Perfect. So let's move on to the next thing, right? I like to give you guys 3 things, okay? But I know I said it was one thing that you need to do, but these are subcategories of that one thing, okay? Another thing that you should be talking about, right, during these meetings, it also depends on what type of meeting you are in, but you always want to talk about your goals, Okay, and I don't mean your goals for the next 5 years. I mean very simple goals for the next week. Okay, does that make sense? So, what you want to do is you want to bring up your plans or goals for the next coming week or even the next month. Say something like, I've been really thinking about this, and you know what? I think today, this is the week. My emails are getting flooded. There's so many things going on. And I've decided that this week, I'm really going to try to organize my emails so that's easier for me to pay attention and it's easier for me to keep track of everything, right? That's a little goal. It's a small goal. You don't want to talk about big goals during weekly meetings, right? Or daily meetings, or even if it's once a month. You don't want to talk about big, grand goals. Talk about very small, specific things, right? Like organizing your emails. I used to have this issue, so many emails coming in, and I didn't know what was going on. And it was really honestly taking up so much of my mental space looking at all of those emails all of the time, right? So this was a goal that I had made for myself. And my manager came back to me and said, "Oh, that's a really good goal. I've never thought of, how much that could help you. Organizing your emails, helping you be more clear." Right? So talk about a specific goal. Come up with something very simple. The simpler it is, the better, right? Because that just shows that you care about your day-to-day at work, right? Talk about that plan or talk about that goal. Okay? So that's the second thing that you should be talking about. Okay? Now, what is that last thing? There's one more thing that you should be doing during these meetings. So when you're going into these meetings, right, again, the one big thing you should be doing is getting prepared, going in there with, what was the first thing we talked about? Do you guys remember? If you remember, please let me know in the chat box. So the first thing you want to do is share. I'm going to wait and see if somebody answers. What's the first thing, you guys? If you're paying attention, tell me, what was the first thing? Something positive, a pleasant experience. That's what you want to talk about. The second thing that you want to do is you want to talk about a small, specific goal or example of something you want to do for the coming week. Okay? Positive experience. There you go, Anjali. Priya, positive thing. Yes. After that, if you have a million things going on and things are just so crazy and you need help, then you can bring them up. But always start with something positive. Okay? Start and end with something positive. You can talk about all the struggle, all of those things that you're having a hard time with in the middle, right? But beginning and end, you want to keep it positive and happy. Okay? This really does leave a better impression of you in front of people, okay? Especially your colleagues and your managers, okay? The second one, I already see Shanza, she's already said it, right? Your small goals. Put up those small goals, right? Talk about those small goals. People need to know, what are you doing throughout the week, right? Talk about these things. So let's move on to the third thing that you should be doing. And this one is so simple, and I'm surprised more people don't do it, right? If you're an introvert, if you don't know what to say, this is one very easy thing that you should be doing and saying during meetings. Before you go into these meetings, have a set of questions ready to ask. Okay? Now, I don't just mean any type of question. Okay? I mean very specific questions that shows that you were paying attention and that you actually care about your job and about the people around you, right? And about making progress for yourself, for your company, your business, whatever it may be. Okay? So what kind of questions are those? So you want to ask specific questions. These questions can be something like maybe something that happened last week that you guys talked about, right? You can say, let's say Stephanie told us that she's going to do something. You can say, "Hey, Stephanie, so last week you were mentioning that you were going to do A, B, C, D to try to help X, Y, Z. Can you tell us how that went? Because I'm really interested in trying it myself." Right? That's a very specific question about the last meeting, right? Or you can even say, "So I have a question about something that," you could say this to your boss, "I have a question about something you told us. So just to clarify, is this really what you mean by that?" Right? Now you're showing them that you were paying attention to the last time that people were speaking, okay? And you're also showing that you were thinking about it and you actually want to apply it, right? You could talk about that. You can also come into this meeting and ask questions about something that you're struggling with, right? It could be something from your day to day. It could be something that maybe a project is coming up. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know that I've completed X, Y, and Z. When do you think we'll be able to see A, B, C, D? Right? So these are the type of questions you need to ask because these are very engaging questions. You don't want to ask yes or no questions. Those are the ones you want to avoid. Yes or no questions are you feeling good? Yes or no, right? People are going to say, yes, I am. No, I'm not. You want to get a conversation going. You want to get engagement going. You want to ask questions that really make people say a lot more. Hi, Chase. Thanks for joining us from Australia. He says it's 5 a.m. there. Wow. That's awesome. Hope you're finding this valuable. So going back to questions, right? What are some questions that you guys think you can ask? Throw it in the chat box. Again, these have to be questions that are not yes or no questions, okay? If you are trying to get a conversation going, if you want to speak more, if you want to show that you're intellectual and that you really care, right? You have to ask questions that are not yes or no type of answers, okay? Another question that, let me think of another question. Another question that I used to like to ask during meetings is, open-ended questions, Shaya. So a question that I would really like to ask anytime I would go into meetings is, I would ask people like just basically how everyone is doing, right? So for example, if I knew that someone was struggling with something, right, I would ask that person, hey, last time you said that you weren't doing so well when it came to this. I just wanted to check in, and are you doing better at it now? Or is this something that you were able to overcome? I'd love to know, because in case one day I have to go through something like that too, right? Now you're actually showing them, this is a more an emotional type of question, right? So you want to ask and show people that you care about them, right? And I feel like that's one thing that's usually missing. When we're in corporate environments, everyone pretends to just be so professional. And I think there is a little bit of a shift going on now, right? And you don't have to be so professional all the time. You don't have to be so polished all the time. Obviously, you need to keep it professional. You don't want to say things that are going to, bring you in a bad light, but you want to bring out your personality still a little bit when you're speaking, right? That means asking people specifically questions about themselves and how they're doing with work, right? Not personal questions. Okay. So that's number 3, questions. If you can think of more questions, right? I'm going to think of some examples and drop them in the chat box. So do look out for those. Some of the things that I like to do, some of the things that worked really well for me. Okay. So again, what were the 3 things? Let's do a little summary once again, in case you are just joining us. So we were talking about the one thing that you can do to speak more during meetings. That one thing is to prepare before going into your meetings, okay? And how do you prepare? What do you do? The first thing that you do is you speak about a positive experience that you encountered with a client, a colleague, a vendor, whoever you work with, a positive experience that you can share with people, okay? The second thing is talk about your plans or specific goals. Be very specific with these goals and make them very simple. It doesn't have to be, oh, I want to conquer the world, right? You don't want to say stuff like that. You want to make it very simple. I want to conquer my inbox. It's a mess right now, right? It's going to help me think more clear if I clean up everything. That's what I want to conquer. Something very, very simple, but effective, okay? And the last thing that you want to do before going into these meetings is you want to make sure you have a set of questions, very specific questions, okay? They cannot be questions where people will just say yes or no. They need to be questions where people will really start to think and wonder, okay, that's a good question. Let me give you my opinion on it. So they should be very open-ended questions, okay? You want to get people to think. You want to get people to kind of wonder a little bit. That's how you leave an impact on people, right? You can make them think. Make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. And also, again, let me know if you're watching the live or the recorded version. Do you guys have any questions? I'd love to take a few questions before we wrap things up. Any questions about meetings? When you are in a meeting, what are some of the things that you guys struggle with? Okay, what are the things that you guys struggle with that I can answer for you right now? Well, engaging questions, exactly. Okay, here's one more thing, something that I used to do that would completely destroy the rest of my meeting. I used to come on time, okay? And if you're coming on time, if you're coming on the dot, then you're already late. Okay. And it was really hard for me to understand that. I used to be like, okay, 3:00 meeting. All right. I just got there at 3:00. No, you do not want to be there just at 3:00. You want to be there at least 10 minutes early if you can. Okay. Why is that? Especially for us introverts. Why is this so important? You want to be there early because you want to give your mind and your body the time to adjust. Okay. It sounds so silly, but we need that time. As introverts, we need that time to take in everything. When you're sitting down, right? If you're already sitting down, everybody's in and everyone's gotten started. Again, remember, it's an extrovert's playground, right? And if we just go in and everything is going on already, it's crazy. We're not going to be able to give it our all, right? So arrive at least 10 minutes early. Okay, you might be the only one there, which is great. Arrive early, take in everything. Okay, have your notes ready, have your questions ready, right? Your questions, your good experience, are you going to talk about your plans and goals? Have that ready. Okay, you have 3 things that you can talk about now. And these are 3 things that are really going to get conversations going and not just give you a yes, no type of thing, right? So Desiree is asking, is it okay to speak over someone? So Desiree, it's never okay to speak over someone, right? If someone is speaking, you want to be respectful. But if there comes a time where everybody is speaking and you can't get a word in, at that point, you can ask politely, if you guys don't mind, can I share something? Actually, I'd love to share something regarding that. That's a really good point you made. Can I please just butt in and let you know my experience with it or what I did, right? You have to butt in, but you want to do it respectfully. You never want to speak over someone. Obviously, that's never a good thing to do. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Hi, Nadia. How are you doing? All right. So you guys, that was the one thing that you can do to speak more during meetings. Okay. Again, if you are a introvert, a corporate introvert, and you are afraid of speaking up, you do not know how to give good presentations, you feel like you're invisible, and sometimes you just can't get a word in, then I'm hosting a live masterclass once again on Saturday. I can't believe it's so close. Oh my gosh. So it's this Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm giving you guys my Saturday. I know a lot of you work and it's hard for you to make it during the week. So I'm giving you guys my Saturday. I will be there for a good 2 hours. It will be an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. Okay. Do sign up. You can sign up at www.speakatwork.com. It's also on the banner of my profile, speakatwork.com. Let me put it in again in the chat, www.speakatwork.com. It is this Saturday. Seats are very limited, unfortunately, but if you are an introvert, if you are afraid of public speaking, if you want to finally stand out and not be so invisible anymore, then this is going to be for you. Okay, so do sign up. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there and yeah, making the best of it. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of the week and I will see you guys later. Bye.